And we are live. If you are catching this on the rewind, fast forward a bit until I start talking again about comics. It's Chinese New Year. It's Eve, Lunar New Year's Eve for those who are not Chinese but celebrate. My wife is Chinese background, and we are cooking up a storm. Been busy all day, but was busy last night. Dropped a video that seemed to be pretty popular. And then All About Comics had a great chat. You didn't catch his weekend in review with Sunshine, man. That's some food for thought. You got to get in on that. Even I got some food for thought. Not attacked, but called out for something, and I thought that was something to think about. I'm sure we'll consider it. Before he flashes made a really good point about people bidding on other properties if they're one of the auctioneers themselves in a YouTube auction. So that was a really good point he made. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to do my pick of the week. Usually I've been editing and recording these and put my little intro and outro on, but got to hit it fast. So I got one follower in here. I got two followers in here. So I'm going to start. This is the point at which you should start watching if you're watching it on the rewind. Slim pickings this week, man. And not like I didn't get a lot of comics. I didn't love a lot of what I got. So Lone Ranger, Mark Russell has been trying to do a lot of good stuff with these properties that he's writing and make a lot of social commentary. And I think he did a phenomenal job in Flintstones. I think Snagglepuss was probably one of the top 2 or 3 books of the year last year. The Lone Ranger is hitting some of those notes at the expense of shooting myself in the foot. It's been a little cartoonish. So it's a good issue. There's Lone Ranger and Tonto. It looks like they're faking their death to get back at this guy, this tracker killer who's after them. It's okay. Not my favorite issue. Not going to be my pick of the week. Man-Eaters, man, I'm loving this. Very much in the vein of other Image comics like Redlands and Bitch Planet, in that there's a lot of great back matter in this. A lot of advertisements and no essays like Bitch Planet, but really good stuff. I've got issue 3. I've read 1 and 2. I missed 4. So I really enjoyed this issue. I don't think it quite had the same impact because I haven't read 3 or 4 yet. I want to get back on those as soon as I can. Pretty cool. Exiles 12. I think Saladin Ahmed really wished this was 15 years ago when series were allowed to run more if they weren't super popular till they found an audience. He had some stuff planned in this. You could tell it was rushed and that it was closed too early. It ended exactly like I knew it was going to end. The regular Watchers came and destroyed the Renegade Watchers. Iron Lad, who was the Third Vision, who will become Kang the Conqueror in the future, sacrificed himself. I hope not giving... Sorry, spoilers. There's a spoiler alert for you. So anyway, Exiles 12. This was a fun read. These characters were fun. This Valkyrie, this Little Wolvie, the female Bucky Barnes, what's the spy's name? I'm drawing a blank. It's Captain America. Black Panther is this kind of like Western guy called King. Who the heck is that up there? Oh, she came back. This is like the old Kamala Khan from another dimension. Really cool character. And Blink. It's written well. I just, there's some just amazing things. All these guys get caught in other dimensions of like their, dimensions of just like the worst thing in the world that could happen to them. And they're forced to live it over and over and over. And the way they show that is like within their body, this horror is being repeated. Same thing with Bucky there. So artwork wise and storytelling wise, they did a really nice job in the middle here. I wish this series could have had more. Like, she's stuck as a domestic like housewife here, which is not what she wants to be. So Surtur is destroying Asgard and Odin over and over and over, and that's got the Valkyrie upset. So it's really cool. And then Blink, figures that she can warp out of here and use the talus that she has to do something. There's a little nod to old school X-Men here, not as old school as my X-Men, but 90s old school. It's a good issue. It was fun. Um, I'm so upset. I got a little knock right there, and I got a little pinch that will become a crease right there. I hate when that happens. I hate when that happens. I love Redlands though. Half the time I don't know what Redlands is getting up to. It is a slow burn with phenomenal artwork, moody as shit dialogue, and just straight up horror. Uh, and a good dose of sex thrown in. Uh, I'll have to be honest. This is something that should be read in trade if you like it, because I'm like missing some of the story when I'm not reading it in trade. I think it flows better together as a full comic, but it's definitely, each issue scares the heck out of me. And then there's just this beautiful like flowers from somebody's diary or different years, 1692, 1969, and I'm not exactly sure what that's about. So there's a lot of stuff where I'm missing the connection here, but the story is always compelling. And I'm always enjoying what I'm reading when I'm reading this. Miss Marvel, one of my favorite comics. Didn't like this issue. I thought it was the last one. The next one's the last one, so I was freaking out that I didn't get the variant on this, but I'm not worried now because it's the next one that I want all the issues on. She's that cover doesn't do the covers for these have been of a more gritty superhero, embattled superhero Miss Marvel. The actual stories have been of a more like friend-oriented, family-oriented, figuring herself out Miss Marvel, which is great. And some of the issues have been absolutely wonderful. I have not necessarily enjoyed the last few in particular, and I think I would add this one to that. Pick this up because I wanted to try something new. Won't make that mistake again. It may get good, but it wasn't good after the first issue. Didn't really enjoy it. Not much to talk about there. I'm loving this, and I put this on my pull list after the first 3 issues, but my LCS didn't get this in time, so I got this particular cover on my pull list. So I bought these together because this actually showed up on my pull, and then I got this in the back issues so I could read them together. I'm loving this story. Don't love this single issue. Together, this would probably win my pick of the week. But I am loving this story. Hey, man, there's nobody chatting. I got 3 people in there, and I'd love to hear some people say something. Oh my gosh, there it is. I didn't. I must have clicked something wrong. You guys are talking. I'm sorry. All right. Oh wow, it's the usual gang. So PMC's here. Yeah. So let me back up now that there's chat here. Well, let me finish this and I'll hit the chat. I'm done. So those are my books. I'll keep you in suspense for my pick of the week. It should be obvious if you're listening. I don't necessarily agree that it's a problem, APMC, from my point of view, for the reasons that I mentioned. If you know me, if you know JP, if you know Woodard, you know that we're not bidding things up. But then I have to go back to like my first auction that I was on as a bidder just like a year ago when I started getting into this community. And I was like, what the heck is this all about? This is crazy. How do I know I'm going to get these books? How do I trust these people? So if you know people and the community ahead of time and you've seen some purchases go down, it's different. But I think Four Way Flash has made a really good comment. So for example, if excuse me, bad timing. That's my wife calling from the other room. Yes, sweetie. Can I do what? Sure. I'm going to cut this short. Got to take the dog out to pee. I think Four Way Flashers, you didn't miss much, Comic Book Gallery, made a good point. So how does it look to people who don't know all of us, people who don't know that we are that we have integrity, that I'm not like, hey, Pope, bid on this and then we'll see if we can push the price up, right? Well, you have to watch a bunch of videos to see that Pope will actually win something, or that I will buy books from Steve Woodard on one auction, sell half of them on the next auction after keeping the one that I want. But you have to trust that, right? So I just think it's a good point. I don't have to agree with it, but it's a good point. All right, I got to take the dog out. I appreciate you guys all being here. Going through it again, loving this storyline, but I can't say this is my favorite issue. I didn't like this. If anybody did, let me know. Still one of my all-time favorite modern comics, but didn't like this issue. This will win pick of the week. Still really good, even though I don't know what's going on half the time. This ended too quickly. This is really good, but I missed issue 4 and 3, so I can't quite get the full impact. And the Lone Ranger is not hitting it, but I cannot wait for Mark Russell's Wonder Twins. Guys, 10 minutes is like the shortest video I could ever do, and I apologize for cutting you all off now that I got 5 of you in here. I'm going to have to say later, or I'll tell you what, I got piles of books to chat about. I'll be back in 5 minutes. If you don't mind waiting, I can go take the dog out for a pee. Here's a beer you can look at while I'm gone. Oh, Olivia, let's see. Where is she? Livy. Now, I don't want to get out my slippers. Come on. Get out there and pee. Oh, Livy, it's okay, you silly dog. She went right to the fence. Livy! You did your duty. Now go pee. She probably thinks I sent her after that guy. She's so crazy. Livy, pee. Good girl. Okay. Now you all should. Ay. Livy, we're not trying to hurt you. We're trying to get this so it doesn't like melt and become water everywhere. Mommy now. Man, she's ready and she's tight pushing stamps. Most of my heroes don't appear in no stamps. Bam! That is the Modern American Family. When your wife calls you from the other room to tell you to take the dog out. £1. So my favorite joke that is no longer true since the craft brew revolution, but how is American beer like making love in a canoe? They're both fucking close to water. Thank you, John Cleese. That was his joke. So yeah, this is 10 Barrel Brewing down in Bend, Oregon. Really nice brewery. I've been there. Bend has more breweries per capita than Portland or Seattle. Really beautiful city if you're into the out of doors too. I mean, it's like rock climbing. Smith Rocks is right there. Great restaurants and world-class mountain biking and breweries all over the place. Paddle boarding, pretty cool. The dog really had to go, and she nearly ripped the head off of a passerby because she does that. Hey, JPL, if you want to send something here, that'd be great. But the what's it called? The shipping might overdo it. I prefer comic books. You're doing a signature series video, Woodard. That's pretty cool. So I had to go out to get some crisp dollar bills to give out as Licey. Licey is lucky money you give out on New Year. Like to give nice crisp bills. So I went out there. I got some beer and soda. I accidentally stopped at Half Price Books. Picked up Monsters Trade paperback. It's only $5, which was really good. I know Image trade back first trades are always $10, which is amazing. But that's a thick trade, right? That is not like a Marvel 4-issue trade. Let's see if it says what it collects. I don't know. I don't know if it says which issues it collects, but after reading the first issues, that thank you Pope Grimy for sending me. I love that. Issues 1 through 6. That's nice, right? You're getting 6 issues there for $5. That's really, really good. So yeah, I really, really, really appreciate that. I can't wait to read it. The first issue blew my mind. I mean, it was so beautifully drawn and such an incredibly compelling story. The bad women, I can't say bad guys, the bad women, bad girls, bad gals were really freaking evil. And our heroine is really pretty cool. I'd love to collect the series. It's up to like issue 20 something. But issues 2 through like 8 are still commanding $8 each. So till I can find a good deal, the trade's the way to go. I love Justice Society of America, the Jeff Johns run. So this is the first issue, 80-page giant. Don't even know if this is not necessarily Jeff Johns. This is Seven Tales of the JSA by today's top talent. So it's like we're taking a popular we're taking a popular property and we're letting some new people write in to see if they suck or not. It's another way of looking at that. But yeah, if you haven't read Jeff Johns, I know that Jeff Johns is huge on Green Lantern, but I really like Jeff Johns and Justice Society of America. I'm trying to collect the whole run. I got like issue 1 through 23 straight up. Yeah, it's really good. And then I hear this is a pretty popular book. I don't know much about the Super Sons or the Super Family, or I don't know, Batman and Superman lovers in this. Looks like they're about to have a spat or something. I'm not sure what's going on, but I hear this is a pretty popular book, and I grabbed this for $1.50. So pretty happy about that. Yeah, Woodard, I got to get into all that and probably into trades. That's because I can't just go in through all of that. But if his writing, I mean, everybody talks about Jeff Johns is like, oh, he was great, and and came back, and that's why he was now editor-in-chief or chief something officer. I don't know what he does, but he's high up in DC, probably because he was such a damn good writer. But the only, he was just before I got back into comics, so I kind of just missed all of his stuff. But if I get back into it, it's going to be through trades and that JSA run, because I can't do everything. So a lot of people saw my Stephanie Hans video, seem to really like that, which is pretty cool. I got some leads on stuff already, so I really appreciate that. If you haven't seen that one, I don't want to brag like I'm the best video maker ever. I just put together PowerPoint, hit play, and recorded it, and then spoke. But it's full of great covers. Her work is freaking amazing. So definitely check that out if you're interested. I got a bunch of books here. I don't know if I ever showed. This is First Somebody in number 43. And then this is the origin of that Somebody. This is a variant Jacques cover, which I thought was pretty darn cool. Using that same kind of dark bats that he used on the Joker's face in the famous Detective Comics 880. Got a little Manifest Destiny. I got to read. Never read that. Number 1. It's supposed to be a really good book. A little 10 grand. I never read that either. So I got a bunch of number 1s to read here. Think I'm treading territory here. I'm trying to reward you guys. Since I rushed through the first part of this with the pick of the week, trying to reward people with some books, but I'm pretty sure you've seen all of these. The gamuts. I'll tell you what, I'll show you. If you haven't seen what's going down on Wednesday night, All About Comics, we are kicking it big time here. So, Saga number 1, third printing, and that's 9698. I hate to say anything's a 98, but I can't see anything wrong with even a corner of it. I thought maybe that there is some dirt right down here underneath Marco's jacket. I don't know if you can see that right above Fiona's signature, but that is on my first print as well. So apparently that's part of the art, or it's just a perfectly identical dirt smudge. Either way, pretty cool. Going to pair that up with Saga number 7, second print, and a Saga number 13, second print. Two of my favorite covers, but you got to sell books to make money to buy books, right? So I got them all in first print. I'll let him go. I don't want to let him go, but I'll let him go, Going to try to capitalize on that Netflix madness, throw up a little Reborn lot. As long as I make my money back on this, I'll be pretty happy. I have another set of it. That should go pretty smoothly, not for too much. The last set, JPL. I don't know. I buy a lot of books, and every 3 months I kind of go through all my boxes back there, and try not to knock over the characters. And I just start looking at stuff and I say, okay, this was an amazing read. Keep. This is part of my childhood. Keep. This is really expensive and I love the cover. Keep. This is really cool, but I don't really totally 100% need it. Maybe I can auction that later, or maybe I can take that out for trade. So it's a tough process. We work hard on our collections. We love our collections. They mean a lot to us, but I'm not going to sell a lot of stuff that I love just to get one big key. I like having a lot of comic books. I know some people are doing that now where they're like, the boy who had 7, right? Let's say there's 100 boxes, 10 books per box. He got rid of 1,000 books maybe. And I'm guessing, I don't know exactly. And some of them were big freaking books, right? New Mutants 98 and stuff. So he's obviously trying to make money to buy some big things. I could do that on a smaller scale, but I like having comic books. I enjoy having comic books. I enjoy finding $4 comic books for a quarter. I'm not like, I don't need to get the mega deal or to spend the money on the big ones. There's a few big ones I like. It looks like everybody else wants them, so they get more and more out of reach. So I don't know. I like having comic books. I think I have about 2,000 to 3,000. That might be a good number to kind of keep within that realm. I like the idea of getting a series, finishing a series, saying this was good, but not my favorite. I could trade it to somebody for something else, something like that. So we'll see. We'll see where we go. The last lot for that auction is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to do one of those, get to a certain point, and we add this one in, get to a certain point, add that one in, get to a certain point, add that one in. So we're going to start with Ultimate Fallout number 4. That's signed by Brian Michael Bendis. I'd say it's in pretty pristine condition. Corners look really sharp. I don't think there's any ticks. See if you guys see one, point it out, like with your fingers. Point at it. Seriously, no. And I don't know what numbers I'm looking for specifically, but if that gets up enough, we could add to the pot with First Cindy Moon, keep the Spider-Man theme going. And if that works out, we will bump it up a little bit more with the first appearance of Monica Rambeau, who by all appearances look like I don't know if it's confirmed, but I mean, all the hints are there that she will be in Captain Marvel. And then we will, if it gets up high enough, and that's some pretty big books, so we're looking at pretty high numbers, we will jump in with Marvel Now, .1, number 1. The first full appearance of Kamala Khan, first story of Kamala Khan, second cover of her. And there actually is another first minor appearance in this book that everybody skips. And then if that works out, it's back over there. But I'll also grab Vengeance number 1, first America Chavez. And I will put that all together and send it off to whoever bids well on it. Let's check the chat. Yeah, Woodard, you mentioned that before, so I will take you up on that. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I will definitely take you up on that. There's a lot of those at half price books. If I wait for it, they'll probably drop down to the 50-cent bin, and then I'll snatch them up like a vulture. Zoom. Let's see. So Teen Titans, JSA, Green Lantern, all phenomenal John's runs. I'll hit the Teen Titans first. JPL Flash points that out that he loves Green Lantern by Johns and Van Sciver's Rebirth run. So I guess it depends if it bothers you that Van Sciver is a Nazi scumbag. And I don't mean to say that it does bother you, that it should, to each his own. I've actually given away stuff by Sciver. I would never purposely buy something that he's worked on at this point in his addled mind and his hateful vengeance on people. He's just scum to me. Let's see what else we got. Great lot of keys that he was selling. JPL Flash has a charity shop where he gets a bunch of Fables 1 and Lucifer 1 for 99p. My Fables 1 is a ripped piece of shit. My Fables 2 is ripped piece of shit. I'd love to go those. The best I did, JPL, I showed this off about 6 months ago, is I got a Chew #1 for like $3. People in the chat probably remember that. APMC, you and me both, my friend. My wife, she's good. We bought this new house and she's got like a massive area of the bedroom. It's a large bedroom for all of her stuff. And I've got this guest room for the comic books, but it is still a guest room. So the computer right now is on the bed. I'd love to actually have this whole room and that whole wall over there, but that's kind of blank because that's where the bed is. So, beggars can't be choosers, and who the hell am I to complain because I've got a freaking comic book room, which I did not have before. What do we got? Well, she's a keeper because I'm going to keep her. What else is going on here? Oh, you're talking about JPLs? Yeah, my wife sometimes comes in, and when the bed's not a mess, she lays down and hangs out and talks to me, but she would not help me bag and board. So your wife's a keeper. I thought he was talking about mine. Mine's a keeper too. I like her. What do we got? Bake, which boxes did you do? I'd love to hear more about boxes because that kind of continues the conversation from earlier up. Comic Head, welcome, my friend. Comic Book Gallery, have a good time. Talk to you soon. Geeks and Drinks is in here. Oh, and you got a shout out from Comic Book Gallery in his Thanatos video. What do we got? Thumbs up. Now you have to go. Well, thank you. Thank you. Marrying her this year. Need to keep her. Yeah. Once you make that step, you got to go for it. Right. So Comic Head, I'm a kind of a Twitter addict. Let's not. Hey, Kelvin, my eyesight can't even see if that's an L or an I. You got to tell us how to pronounce your name, my friend. But welcome to community. Seen you twice now today. So Ethan Van Sciver, I'll let you make up your mind. But if you go to his YouTube channel, he's definitely part of and a champion of the Comics Gate movement. The ethics in comics movement is that somehow never seem to be about ethics in comics or making good comics, but seem to be about bashing gay and female comics and of the belief that Marvel is making horrible comics because they have a political agenda just to promote diversity, which if you knew their chief owner, Ike Perlmutter, who's a massive Trump MAGA guy, you'd laugh off as a total joke. So, teach their own in their beliefs, I guess. But Ethan Van Sciver's had very specifically hateful words for many people that I respect, creators and otherwise. So, I do have some strong feelings about him. And, if you guys can live with that, great. If not, I apologize. I'm not going to make it a big deal to talk about it, but it came up. So that's where I am on that one. Let's see what else we got here. You got, you didn't post it yet. Okay. So, wow, 4 boxes. I hope you got to tell us. Don't give it away. We'll watch your videos. Did you get any of the big ones? Or just give us like a little drop of what you got, Bake. Just a little teensy, just Bake. Just give us a tease. Just like a little bit of something that you got. Let us know that you hit something. I definitely got to see that. That'd be pretty cool. Thanks, Comic Head. Yeah, I mean, you go make up your own minds too. I don't want to make anybody be like, well, Tacoma Comics says EVS is this, EVS is that. So go check out his stuff or don't. Enjoy his Green Lantern if you enjoy his stuff. That's cool too. Uh, some point today, and it didn't happen yet. I got some stickers to clean off books. Haven't gotten around to it, but oh no, I don't have that one. War of Kings Ascension. I don't know why I got this one now that I think of it. Is it? Oh, it's just a really cool variant cover. Just really like that. And then I saw this, and I got to press the crap out of this one. It's only got a few spine ticks, but this was I loved Shudder in the beginning. This is by Joe Keating, Owen Genie, Layla Del Duca, and Ed Brisson. And I can get Layla to sign this at Emerald City. This is a beat up copy, though. This is a variant to number one. At some point, number ones are selling for a bit, but if you look there, you've seen that happen to comics, right? And there's some dirt on the back, but I just thought it was super cool that it's a number one. It's a Dustin Weaver cover. I can get him to sign it at Emerald City or Rose City. It's a first print. It just happens to be a variant that I didn't know existed to a comic that I really like. I don't know if that'll all press out. I ain't going to get anything pressed that cost me $0.25. That's ridiculous. I never say never, right? But I don't think so right now. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Big. I agree. Even if you say it twice. JPL, I'll make sure I'm sub to you afterwards. I think I am. I see people every once in a while, and I'm like, I better go sub to this person, and then I'm like, oh, I'm already sub to them. I got that shiny Injok, and I got this one. I'm going to try my hand at cleaning this one. So this goes with the Annihilation Conquest, the first appearance of Wraith. And I got that, and I paid like $1.50 for them, right? And so that's the kind of thing where I could sell it for $20 at the auction, but Pope really wanted it. And so I'm like, well, don't bid on it. I will just send it to you, Pope, my friend. And he's like, no, I'll bid on it. And so it's funny that Four Way Flashes was saying that. That's what Pope and I were talking about in the chat. Like, he and I actually argue. He's like, oh, you can get some good money for that. I'm like, I can get $20 for it, but I got some other stuff to sell. Let me just give this to you. He's like, oh, I'll find out how much they're worth. We had this stupid text thing. He goes, I'll find out how much they're worth, and I'll PayPal you the money. I'm like, if you do, I will spend it on hookers and blame it on you. It just evolved from there. But if anybody wants one of these, I will clean them up and send them on to you. These all have price stickers on, but I'm getting pretty good at getting the price stickers out. Just shoot me a message. Best way, I guess, now, since you can't do things on YouTube, is shoot me a message on Instagram. It's Tacoma Comics there, because I don't always get the comments on YouTube. I don't follow them. But if you want one of these, I got tons of. Well, I got 4 of them. So shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll be glad to send one of those off to somebody. This is that big one, right? So, hella cool character, but be honest, it wasn't something I read when it came out and didn't know about it. It looks cool, right? But that's about it. And that's really cool. That's about it. And that other one just need to clean up, and then I'll send them to Pope. But I won't put them on auction so he doesn't bid on them in the chat. I don't know if I can show this one, but this is something I just drew a lot of shark titties on for Pope. Is he like that? I got Wildcats number 1 because people seem to like Wildcats. I don't know anything about them. I got Wildcats number 2 because it's shiny. I was going to send that off to Bueller because he likes shiny. He's going to send it off for the T-Rock. Thank you. What am I missing here? Yeah, sometimes you see somebody so much, APMC, that you're like, oh, I'm sub to you. Oh, I'm not sub to you. No wonder I missed that. What did I get this for? I don't know. Maybe I just thought it was a cool cover. Oh, Mike Mignola art on that X Factor. That's why I got that one. It's pretty cool to see Mignola's name down here. And I was like, what? JP, I don't know, man. I might be recording this. I might not even be here. It's been one of those days. You already missed me leave for a pee break with my dog. I mean, I didn't have to pee. My dog did, but my wife, who is 4 rooms away, called me on the phone because she's busy cooking, and she's like, "Can you take the dog out to pee?" But she's preparing. What is she preparing? She's preparing Chinese New Year dinner. So yeah, they watched the beer while I was out. I don't know if you guys actually saw that it says "out of office." I should just leave that out when I take a break on the chat. It's that type of day, JP. We talked a little bit about Ethan Van Sciver. We talked a little bit more about your show. Your show really resonated, dude. People had some stuff to say about the earlier stuff, but then we also talked about the bidding on the auctions. And somebody said, I don't really have a trouble with it. And I said, I don't have trouble with it either, but put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's new and doesn't know anyone and is afraid to bid in the auction because they see other people bidding, or because they might think the whole thing's a scam. I mean, I know that to actually run a scam would be more energy than I have to like call you guys up and be like, bid it up to this point and then we'll let somebody else get it. We know that that's just freaking fantasy, but that sort of thing does happen in real life, right? And somebody who might be brand new to your channel and just like their first auction ever, they might be like, why is this Pope Grime? You keep yelling at this guy Tacoma, like that he's going to buy a comic. And Tacoma's like, no. And then he puts the price up. You could see how that could look funny to somebody else. So I thought that was a really good point 4-Way Flashers made there. What else do I have here? I got X Factor 96 for reasons unknown to me, except maybe it's the reverse of 69. I don't know why I got that one. Maybe it just looked really nice, and I thought I could get. It's Jim Lee art. Thought I could get the sticker off because I like to have sticker removal practice. Got this one. This was the shiny one. Sorry, that I was going to send off to Bueller because he likes the shiny. That's Wildcats 25, the shiny issue. It's like some sort of British sports car there that they're driving, JPL. Well, I mean, you go in that way, starting that way, right, JP? That's the default position, and then you just are a little cautious, and then you learn. I used to love this series. This not the comic book series. I used to love the actual books. The guy wrote like 30 novels, and the first 3, and then like the 5th or 6th one were great, and the other 25 just dragged on and sucked. Guys, I'll get you. You're gonna bid. I'll get you a new can. You don't have to bid on the half empty one, but you got to come here to drink it because I ain't shipping beer. Tell you, when my friend was in the Army, he was stationed. Was he? No, he's in the Navy. He was in the Civil Engineer Corps, which is a branch of the Navy, I believe. But he got stationed in Afghanistan, and they had strict rules about what you could send him. I sent him this care package where I took a bottle of clear Scope mouthwash. I poured it out and I emptied vodka and put it in there. I sent that off to him. I sent him with a bunch of like really bizarrely fetish targeted porno mags. This is when porno was not on the computer, but was still mags. And I sent him knitting mags along with that, plus some yarn and some foam stickers I got at the craft store to put on his tent. So, the strangest care package possible. I think I've shown most of the rest of these, but here they are again. This Dark Horse has a lot of different people. Yeah, I'm probably not the first person to do that, but anyway, yeah, this one's got some pretty cool artists though. It's like everybody does work on somebody else's. So there's Eric Powell doing Darth Vader back when Dark Horse owned that. Just cool stuff like that. Who else do we have in here? Mike Wagner doing Eric Powell's The Goon. So it's a really, really cool stuff. believe there's a bit of Adam Hughes in here. Um, Open the first page. Yeah, I knew. There we go. So that's pretty free, and there's no big boobies. No big boobies. It's Hellboy. Is that Adam Hughes Hellboy then? I guess I don't see the AH. Is it hiding? I don't know what we got there. We got Ghost, and we got a whole bunch of other characters in here. So yeah, pretty darn cool. I always like that issue. And JP, you were right. This actually, along with the regular Young Avengers run, this special one shot is a key for something. Well, I love it when it says show or hide because somebody, damn, no Hellboy boobs. Well, we will show that comment. Sorry, I hit hide. I didn't mean to do that. Write that message again. I didn't mean to hide that. I'm sorry. Hey, thank you, Chino. That's really cool. I got to check that out, man. Yeah, there's so many good videos and so many people out there. I don't know. Do you guys have a process you use when you like come home from work and you're trying to figure out what to watch? You know, I'm like, all right, I got an hour of schoolwork. I got to take the kids to Taekwondo. I got to take this other son to. I'm pretend looking at a watch. I don't actually have a watch. That's just play acting. And then I'm like, and I want to watch True Detective. I'm 2 episodes behind, so I've got about an hour to watch videos. There are 37 new videos uploaded since this morning. I mean, I don't know how to find the time or what to choose to watch. And the things I choose to watch usually wouldn't fall in the category of the videos I make myself. So I don't know. I'm not listening to. It's not an IPA, but 10 Barrel Brewing, what they do, ADHD. I'm just talking about different subjects. They like to do hops. So this is a Pilsner, but they call it a hoppy Pilsner. But it is not too hoppy. And it does not give you like a real sharp bitter taste the way some IPAs that get up there do. Someone did say beer. You know, I think I just need to put more beer in my videos because look at the chat. I got 8 people here. I'm a mid-level YouTuber and I got 8 people. So I need to do a contest. Speaking of which, I am at 295 and here's my goal. My goal is to like never get to 300. I want to stay at like 299 subscribers or something and have a contest that I got to see if the dog's got to pee again. Have a contest that celebrates that. Oh, my friend Jesse's coming over, so I will end it in about 5 minutes. He's bringing his kids. Yeah, Englishmen are here. So, you know, I'd love to do a contest. I, I don't want to make it tough because, gosh, you know, I was just talking about how hard it is to watch videos. It can be tough to do, you know, to do contests. And you know, people want to make you work for like your stuff. And then it's like, well, what can I ship out that's not too heavy, that's not going to break the bank, that I can part with, but that's worth it, that people want to do it, you know. So yeah, definitely. I need people to keep subbing right at like the 300 mark. I don't know. I don't know how I can do that. Like stay under 300. It probably won't work, but it'd be cool. I did 100. I did a 10 follower contest. I did 100 contest. I did, and then I think I skipped 150 and 200, and then like 300 crept up on me. So I'm at 295 now. We'll see. We'll see what we can get going. I've got something here. Maybe I can do. Oh, now that's the book. Yeah. Sorry, I got to go. Be right back. What's up? Yeah. Yeah, I had to go find the canning tongs. She's steaming a lot of food, and she wanted to be able to reach in to get them. And she's like, "Where's your canning tongs?" I'm like, "I haven't had a garden or canned fruit in 3, 4 years." She's like, "No, you kept them." "No, I didn't keep them." "Yeah, you kept them." So I went down in the basement, and she's right, I kept them. So let me finish up the roundup. Bueller mentions a 24-hour comic channel. The closing crotch shot. God, I'm sorry if there is one of those. Oh, the closing. Geez. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Hope you like the beer. Jesse's coming over with some beer, but I really she wants me out there watching the food. You guys are hysterical. You do good without me, man. You keep this going. Yeah, we don't have much good beer. It's getting a lot better though. I mean, still the major brands aren't good, but the craft beer movement really has picked it up. Jeff, man, I don't know what's up anymore. I let everybody else take over the channel. They're doing a better job than I am. So so I don't know what to tell you, man. You came in at the end of it. Well, I was going to show you that book. I was just joking. It's not really a great book, but a hologram X Factor 95. That will be the pro 92. That will be the prize. Now I'm sure I got something good. So the idea is usually you want to give away something good that's not too amazing that you want to keep. It's not too expensive that you could sell for something else, but that's not too much crap that nobody wants to go into your contest. So I liked my first contest was that everybody had to do an AOK. And like either show themselves boxing it up or mailing it off to someone, but that didn't work out because it takes a lot of effort, and I didn't want to put people through that much effort. So yeah, I did not go there. All right, gang, I am just about done, and I really do have to go pay attention. We got a whole bunch of people coming over and a lot of work, so I thank you all for being there. I really thank you all for staying while I was gone twice. Really, really awesome that you did that. And thanks for keeping the chat popping. JPL Flash Comics Geekdom, especially, man. You really are in there keeping it alive with Midwest Comic Man, our new friend Kelvin, and everybody. Just Gino, I'll have to check out your videos. Bake, I can't wait to check out your unboxing videos. Make sure you guys are subbed up. Sub me up just to a point, just under 300. I could care less if we're a like, because I guess likes equal something that I don't care about. So if you enjoyed this video, keep that knowledge deep inside. Don't have to show it off by making a thumb go yellow. And I'm happy now. Cheers to everybody. Good seeing you. Gung Hei Fat Choi. And I'm out of here.